Hey guys, IceWire here, and welcome back to the channel. Here's me face. So I'm coming up to nearly 2 years of making videos on this channel, and I figured, why the hell not share a little bit about myself with you guys? Whether you've been around since I started, in my early days, or recently, you all know me as IceWire, and I kind of want to share a bit about the girl behind the controller, the microphone, all the content that you see, basically. So what's going to happen is this. I'm going to share 10 fun facts about myself and, well, let you guys get to know me a bit. But first, let's start with a reintroduction, or introduction if you're new. I am IceWire, you may call me Ice if you want. My actual name is Holly and I'm 20 years old currently. I'm from the Wellington region of New Zealand. That's me intro done. Let's get into the good shit. I am a massive animal lover. I grew up on a farm filled with just all sorts of animals, so dogs, cats, birds, sheep, calves, horses, so just so many animals. It was pretty much like old McDonald's farm. I think one of my earliest memories is learning how to do trick riding. So what that is when you do stunts on top of a horse. So my mother had a friend that did stunt work in Lord of the Rings for I'll put her name here because I can't remember it right now, but she did all the stunt work for that actress, and she taught me a couple of things. So she taught me at the age of 4 how to stand on a horse's back while it's moving and how to slide off it and all that shit, and it was really cool. I was super lucky because 1, she was really nice, and 2, my horse at the time, Charlie, he was like a half Clydesdale. He was just the best horse. So chill. He didn't give a single shit. And his best friend was a sheep. Right now, I currently have 4 pets, 2 cats and 2 dogs, who I plan to make a bigger part on my channel in the months and weeks and time to come. If you want to see what they're like, I will link to the video where I introduced all of them down in the description below. They're really cute, I promise. As a matter of fact, he's a little sleepy right now, but this is my boy Basil. Hey Basil. He honestly doesn't care what I do with him. He's like a little ragdoll buddy. But yeah, I love him very much. So, if you want to see some cute shit, look at the video down below. He just really doesn't care. He's so chill. Look at him. Aww. Bazels. I love you too. My favourite book series that I've ever read, is The Inheritance Cycle. The Harry Potter series being a really close second. Now, if you have heard of The Inheritance Cycle, high five, man! So it is about this kid named Aragon, and he comes across a dragon egg while hunting in the forest. He later names that dragon Saphira, and he becomes bonded with this dragon. So once he touches the dragon, once she hatches, he gets this sort of insignia on his hand of a dragon, and he's a dragon rider. It's really cool. So there's magic, dragons, and riding dragons. Did I mention dragons? I really love dragons. The movie adaptation though sucked big time. The only redeeming qualities for me of the Aragon movie was Jeremy Irons as Bronn, who I loved. I loved Bronn so much. He was one of my favourite characters in the books. I actually got into the books after I watched the movie, and I remember when I finished reading the books I was like, wow, the movie's shit. It misses out on so much. So Jeremy Irons was one of the very few redeeming qualities, and Saphira, which is the dragon, because I think she is really cool. But yeah, that's my favourite book series. The first RPG I have ever played was Skyrim, and after that I got super addicted to those kinds of games. But Skyrim in particular means a massive ton to me. It helped me through a rough patch. I've talked about that before on this channel, like quite a long time ago now. I think that video I made about it's probably about a year old. If you're interested in that, I'll probably link it in the description. But just to sum it up quickly, I was diagnosed with depression at 11 years old. I got bullied so badly, like I would pretty much be in like a vegetative state while I was at school, to the point where like kids called me zombie. It was really, really bad. And so yeah, just shit was bad. Shit was bad. I was not having a fun time. And when Skyrim came out, it honestly, it was one of the few things that brought me joy at that time. So whether you love Skyrim or hate Skyrim, that will always have a really, really special place in my heart. Eventually, I plan on getting a really, really cool Skyrim themed tattoo to join my Last of Us tattoo, which you can just see right there. I want to get Parthenax tattooed, like here, because I want something dragon related. And I don't feel like the logo is enough for me. Like, I want something that looks badass, you know? And Parthenax is one of my favourite characters in Skyrim, as well as one of my favourite fictional dragons. So, yeah, definitely getting Parthenax, because I love that old guy. One mini fun fact to round up this big fact: I've played Skyrim so many times that I can recite the Helgen opening lines off by heart. Just the whole thing, from the start until, you know, Alduin attacks, I can recite the entire thing line by line. I may have a problem. Speaking of RPGs, I would honestly say that that is my favourite genre of game. Aside from my obvious love of Skyrim, I picked up Fable 2 and 3 and loved them a bunch. I found the world to be very whimsical and silly, but also dark, which really fascinated me. The characters even more so, with their outlandish personalities. Then I came across The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings, which then led me to loving the world of Geralt and co. I replayed that so much. I think in most of my playthroughs I usually teamed up with Yorvith, because I don't know, I just found the elves to be more intriguing than Vernon Roach. Nat and the Squirtle are badass. And on my 18th birthday, I got the Wild Hunt. I still haven't finished that. It's so big. And last but not least, I absolutely love the Dragon Age franchise. I have played all 3 games, and I actually like all of them. Like, obviously there are flaws with some of them, Dragon Age 2 especially, but I honestly would not trade that experience in for anything else. I adored the games a ton, and Origins has to be my favorite, so probably they go Origins, Inquisition, and then Dragon Age 2. And my favorite character from Origins is definitely Alistair. Now, another fact about me is that obviously I make videos, and I really enjoy the editing aspect of videos. Like a ton, as stressful as it can get. My inspirations editing wise vary depending on what sort of video that I'm doing, so for fun gaming stuff, recently I've been really enjoying Cringe Queen and Rifty as Spiffy's style of content. Those two are Overwatch YouTubers. I recommend checking them out. They're hilarious. I love them a bunch. For the gaming discussions, breakdowns, and news pieces that I do, I'm inspired by Yong Ye and Mr. Matty Plays. Those two have really inspired me to start making discussion videos. I think it was Mr. Matty that inspired me to start making those discussion videos in the first place. I really admire their approach to doing things, especially Yong Ye. That guy works so hard. And for the more vloggy style stuff, I love Marzia's videos. Now, if you don't know who she is the girlfriend of PewDiePie, and her videos are very, they're simplistic, but they're also very aesthetically pleasing. Like, they're really well edited, and they're gorgeous to watch. Like, if I ever want to just relax, I'll probably just binge them, because they're really good. Honestly, a goal I have is to create those sorts of cutesy, aesthetically pleasing adventure vlog videos. I think they're really, really cool. With some memeage, of course, though, because this is me we're talking about. Now for the next fact about me, I am in a long-distance relationship. I have been with my boyfriend for nearly 3 years now. It's going to be 3 years in March of this year. He lives in the United States and he is a really, really big part of my life. We have met before. We met for the first time back in March of last year, 2017. He stayed with me for a month for our 2-year anniversary, and it was the most blissful month of my life. I took the entire month off of making videos just so I could focus all of my attention on us, and it was just, I don't regret a minute of it. Just overall, I don't mean to toot my own horn too much, but I think our relationship is pretty neato. And I'm going to be heading over to Florida very, very soon, actually. I plan on heading out there around the 8th of March, and I'm going to be staying there for 2 months, roughly, for our 3-year anniversary. There'll be more information about that when it comes close to time, so you guys are aware. Bonus fun fact, I have never travelled on a plane or by myself before. So, both double exciting and fucking terrifying. Now, my top 3 favourite games are Skyrim, obviously, I mentioned that already. The Last of Us, which you can probably tell from my tattoo here. I adore The Last of Us. I absolutely fell in love with Joel and Ellie's story. The game just, it had such a grip on me emotionally. Like, I remember when I first played it, I cried my ass off, especially that opening bit with Joel's daughter. Oh my god, I'm tearing up thinking about it. Ah! Oh damn it, Naughty Dog. And last but not least, The Sims. I love The Sims so much. I started off by borrowing my sister's copy of the original game and playing it before school when I was like 5, roughly. And then I got into The Sims 2. I collected pretty much every single game ever. And I really do mean every single game ever. And then exactly the same with The Sims 3. I have the majority of the packs for that as well. You know what? I'm just going to put a photo up right here of the entire shebang. I have a problem, but no regrets. I love The Sims. Now, another random fact about me is that I used to do horse shows as a kid. So when I was little, we used to own miniature horses. We didn't own the big ones. I mean, save for Charlie, the half Clydesdale that we had for a time. But for the majority, we owned miniature horses and we would take them out to shows. I won like a crap ton of ribbons and like little banner things and whatnot. I don't have any of them with me because my mum has them all in a box somewhere in the house or the shed, sadly. But yeah, I won a lot of shows in my younger years. I came first place quite a lot, as well as, you know, second and stuff. I never placed low, now I think about it. Like, I ranked pretty high. I remember waking up at 4 in the morning and getting into my showing gear, which was usually like a fancy studded vest, trousers, which were black, and a very fabulous studded cowboy hat. Anyway, so I owned that and wore that. We packed up the horses into the trailers, or as we call them here in New Zealand, horse floats. I don't know if anyone else calls them horse floats, but growing up, I've always called them horse floats because that's what everyone else says, horse floats. And yeah, we'd be off. Now, I write a lot in my free time. When I was 11, I was super duper into creative writing. That was like an outlet for me at that point in my life. And that lasted up until I was 16, and I got really demotivated. I had teachers saying the likelihood of me ever becoming a writer was slim and that I shouldn't really bother. I had friends that would make fun of whatever I wrote, and that just led to me over-criticizing like every bit of my writing to the point where I just didn't enjoy it anymore. So that was back in 2013, which was my last year in high school. And only in October of last year, I started writing seriously again. I've had the story idea of these 3 characters stuck in my head for 3 months beforehand, before I started, writing again. So I just blurted it out in Microsoft Word. It's a fantasy story, so there's monsters, dragons, because I like dragons, okay? We need more dragons in media. And there's also people with enhanced abilities and magic, and it's got some humor to it. And I'm also dabbling in some LGBT romance as well. I'm not going to say more, but I'm really enjoying it, and I think I might be onto something pretty cool. And finally, the final fact about me. It's a little bit of a strange one. I have a slight obsession with plushes. Yep, I know, it's a weakness, okay? No shit, when I was little, I had a life-size plush of a Siberian Husky as a kid, and I would carry that around everywhere. Everywhere. If I went to a store, that would come with me in the car. Like, I wouldn't take it into the store because obviously that wasn't gonna happen, but yeah. I really loved that Siberian Husky plushie. There were these books that you'd get in the warehouse and whatnot. The store sold these books, and they would be about a very specific species of animal. Like, for example, it'd be all about lions, and the book would come with a little plushie of a lion, and then there'd be one about pandas, and it would come with a plushie of a panda, and there'd be one about wolves that would come with a wolf plushie. You get what I mean. Not only that, I also have a ton of Pokemon plushies. As you can see, I have no shame. I have no shame. Fight me. Along with some Dragon Age stuff and one lone Aloy plush. Aloy is the lone bean amidst a sea of animalish plushies. I also have a shit ton of Pop Funkos as well, which may require its own video someday. Yeah. I own a lot, but my favourite of all my Funkos is Dogmeat. Dogmeat is the best. I love him. He is best boy. He is a good boy. And that is my 10 random fun facts about me. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought long and hard about what to put in this list, and yeah, hopefully you found it enjoyable too and you learned a little more about me. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more of this sort of like thing, maybe like more fun fact videos, give this a like, and if you enjoyed it in general, just like it. I guess that's how YouTube works, isn't it? If you happen to enjoy what I do on my channel, consider supporting my Patreon. It is completely optional, of course, but if you do want to support the content that you see on here, yeah, feel free to check out my Patreon. Link to that is in the description below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is IceWire signing off, and I'll see you introverts later next time on the channel. Have a lovely day / night wherever you are in the world. Bye!